first up, the first position we're going to have a look at this evening and debate is for SocFed President, fulfilled very nicely by Sophie Sanders this year. So the first candidate that we have up is Cheyne. What we're going to have a little look at is her manifesto points for you guys at home that are unaware where Georgia's coming from. So we've got a feature sorted out for you for every candidate, and let's have a look at what Georgia had to say.
I'm Georgia Ginger Spice Cheyne, and I'm running to be your next Societies Federation President. I'm currently here studying a chemistry degree, and I'm heavily involved within the SocFed section. I'm currently the chair of the Pole Dancing Society, and I'm also on the SocFed committee as the events coordinator. I also take part in a lot of different societies, such as Stage Society. I'd like to support the society committees by bridging the gap between the societies to create unity across the section. I'd like to promote society events so more students can get involved within the section. I'd like to introduce a summer showcase to show the development of the societies throughout the year. I'd like to commit to maintaining the legacy of the societies by the continuous development within the section. I'd like to encourage the societies to use the passion for their society to make a difference in the wider community. I'm Georgia Ginger Spice Cheyne, and I think you should all spice up your life and vote for me for SocFed Prez.
Ladies and gentlemen, put it together for Georgia Cheyne! Hello, Georgia. How are we doing? This is your mic, lovely. Take that for me.
Much.
Oh, sorry. Caught on the shoe.
Tangled.
Caught on the shoe. Where are we going here? Hang on. There we go. Right, we're sorted. Georgia, how are you feeling about this evening?
I'm okay. It's a little nervous. Obviously, quite a few candidates got scrutinised last night. So.
They did indeed. But you've got some good support in the crowd, it sounds like.
Yes, that was my seconder there in the crowd.
Good stuff. Sophie, take this for me, darling. How are you doing? How are you feeling about this evening? Excited?
Good, yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing Georgia's answers. I'm sure she's very clued up on the section. She's been involved for years, so I look forward to what she has to say. Lovely.
Thank you, girls, for joining me on the debate floor. Let's kickstart things. Mr. Linsky, how are we doing?
Yes, Connor. Questions from the audience for SocFed President. I believe we've got one from George Mostyn. Am I correct?
Your question. I've spent about 2 years now working on SocFed on various committees and actually developed the Performance Liaison Officer into Events Coordinator, which Georgia took over from this year. Georgia, you mentioned that you're going to be promoting societies from within SocFed itself. Although this, over the past few years, numbers have actually been plateauing. Why not start promoting externally and towards the rest of the union about the opportunities that SocFed offers out to the students?
Okay, Georgia, what do we think about that?
That's a very good point. Obviously, we need to try. There are a lot of different events that people can be a part of that people don't really know, that you don't actually have to be part of some of the societies to go to the events. For example, you can go paintballing with the Paintballing Society. You can also go, and visit the Shakespeare Society and watch one of their Shakespeare plays. I'm currently in Stage Society, so I take part in the musicals, so you can come and watch a musical. There's so much you can do within SocFed that people don't know about. So really trying to promote the events however we can would really help. I was thinking we could get a page on loughborough.net that has all these society events that are going on, so people can click on, have a look what's going on. But if we can promote it externally, like using Facebook, social media, Twitter, to get these events out there, then we really can. I mean, I've just been invited to a talk by the Islam Society next Monday, which I'm going to go to, and a lot of people don't know these events are going on, so yeah.
George, does that answer your question, sir?
That does indeed. Thanks, Georgia. That's a really good answer.
Thank
you. Good
you.
stuff. Mr. Carter, promoting events sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, sounds good to me. What I was going to ask you about actually is I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Sophie when I first spoke to her, was how are you going to bring SocFed together? Because I can imagine there'd be some difficulty bringing together the Model United Nations and the Pole Dancing Society, for example.
You say that, but actually my proposer who's on the audience is, I'm the chair of the Pole Dancing Society, and he's the chair of RockSoc, which might not be a match that you'd probably expect.
I don't know, I've seen some people rocking out with some pole dancing at the same time before.
That's not what pole dancing's about. I really want to, when I did my committee training for pole dancing, it was very sit down, you're lectured, you just sat in a room with a load of other people, not really knowing what's going on, and it was a bit boring. Sorry to the people that took it. But what I want to do really is make the committee training really interactive and really interesting, so the people can actually, once they're on committee, they can make friends with the people that are the other chairs, with their committees really quickly. So a lot of my support within my campaign are chairs of societies at the moment, because they are my friends. And if we can get it so the chairs of the societies and the treasurers of the societies are all in that first day, get to meet each other and get a chat, then it will really increase the unity across the section. It's a continuous thing that's going to have to be developed, but especially with the support that we can offer people. I mean, there's some times where you feel, obviously you're here primarily to do your course, but there's also times where you feel kind of pressured, and there's a lot of things you need to do when you're a chair of a society. So if we can make people have friends within the same position on other societies, then it really increases the support that they get. So if there's something that they don't really want to take to the SocFed president about, because it's not really massive, but it's really getting to them a little bit, then they have the friends to help them out across the section.
Okay, good stuff. Sophie, SocFed has always struck me as a place of unity. Georgia seems pretty switched on to that. What would you have to say to that?
100% agree with what Georgia said. Actually, this year we're working with the student development, the head of student development, Rachel Voss, to make the committee training coming up over Easter more interactive, more fun and friendly, so people aren't just like, oh my God, it's training. It's more like getting to know everyone else in the section as well, rather than just sit down, learn this, okay, go do your job.
Good stuff.
So,
and Georgia, that's something you want to strive forward?
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's within the sections that you need continuous development within it to keep things up. Obviously, there's new committees every time, there's new SocFed presidents every year, there's new people within the societies each year. So the section needs to continuously develop to keep it up to standard.
Good stuff. Mr. Constantinou, you strike me as someone who likes to get involved with societies.
You've got me wrong, Connor. Oh. Right. No, listening to about the numbers dropping, plateauing, should I say. Sophie, you agreed much with what Georgia said. You say you want to promote things. Indeed, your manifesto, if I was going to summarise it, I'd say it's the I'd like to manifesto, because it's full of I'd like tos. And you seem very short-footed about, you've got all these different areas that you know about, but you don't seem very confident with them. And you agree with each other, and I'll just ask, is this not more of the same? You ask about using social media, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, they're not, it's not like they just appeared last month. So what are you going to do that is new?
So, Georgia, I mean, I'm for not fixing something if it's not broken, but what do you have to say to John?
I mean, if you have a look at my promotion video that is on my Facebook, I did get a load of different societies. So some people can see the societies that they didn't really know about. I especially want to get freshers involved, because whilst I've been door knocking and speaking to people around campus, I've said to them, are you part of a society? And a lot of people have come back and said no. Now, I don't know whether that's because people don't know what societies are on offer and they don't really know what they can do, because there's such a massive range of societies that you can do. So if we get it, so when, obviously we have the Freshers Bazaar, so when people first get there, they can go and walk around. But if we introduce maybe a booklet or leaflet with all the societies and a few words on what the societies are about, just so people know what's going on, and make it a lot easier for them to know how to sign up and how to get involved in societies, because it is an amazing section. There are a lot of different things you can do. So whether you're religious, you can join maybe the Islamic Society or the Christianity Society. If you want to go skydiving, it's one of the cheapest ways to skydive in the country if you join the skydiving society. And there's so much that you can do within it. So if we really push people from when they get here, that we are the Societies Federation, we are here, and you can come and join us, then it can really get people involved with it.
John, do you think Georgia should change for change's sake? I mean, if Sophie's done the right thing, should Georgia just spend a year carrying that on?
No, I don't think change for change's sake is worth anything. But what I'm seeing with all the candidates and the criticism of you personally is very much a explanation of the bureaucracy within the institution. Obviously, you've got to lead and know what you're doing and take on what has been done in the past and do it well. But personally, I believe that from outside of university, that if you want to get real change to happen, you've got to look at the other avenues that haven't even been explored before in terms of management and within the institution. So do you have any thoughts on that?
Is there new avenues for you, Georgia, for next year, do you think?
Well, there's a few things that I want to introduce. I mean, I want to introduce the summer showcase, which we have a winter showcase at the moment, but the summer showcase, the performance societies are at their peak of their skill at summer when they've had a full year's worth of training, so more people can get involved with that. Because I mean, from the pole dancing perspective, when we started training for our winter showcase about 3 weeks before the actual showcase, maybe a bit longer. So people haven't been pole dancing for that long, so a lot of beginners weren't really, they were like, do I do it, do I not? Because I don't want to embarrass myself on stage. So if we introduce a summer showcase, we can get more people involved that feel confident in the skill that they've got. So that's one change I definitely want to make. I also want to encourage the societies to get out into the wider community, to show why their passion for their society is good. I mean, a lot of the societies have a good effect on people that people don't really know about. Like, we've just got a burlesque society, which is going to increase a lot of girls' confidence, because a lot of girls don't have the confidence in themselves and in their bodies, which I've been along to, and I felt more confident walking out of it. So if we try and get people out there, so maybe get Stage Society, see if Stage Society want to go into a school and give a workshop, and then when they come out of their workshop, at the end of the workshop, they can put a performance on for the children, so then the children can see what the benefits of being a performer is. So it goes with a few of the other section connection things that we've got going on that a lot of the other candidates have in their manifesto. But if you really bring the different sections together, I think we can really make a difference for everyone, really.
Perfect. Some very strong answers there, I think, from Georgia. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for in SocFed. Just quickly, Sophie, do you think Georgia sort of has the upper hand this year? Obviously, you were quite highly contested last year. What do you think Georgia should face being uncontested?
I think it's quality over quantity at the end of the day, and I have no concerns about Georgia taking over as SocFed president if she gets voted in.
Perfect. Thank you for that last word. Ladies and gents, please give a big round of applause to Georgia Cheyne and Sophie Sanders. Very enthusiastic crowd this evening.